Hello out there, this is Terkanil, and welcome back to RxCraft. We're going to be taking a detour from what I'd originally planned for this episode, because I need to rearrange this room a little bit. I've got a lot of stuff in here, and I need to put more in. And especially with the BuildCraft stuff I'm needing to put up so I can have the assembly table functional, means I need more room. So we're going to start by shifting the refinery section over here so that it is back a little bit. I'm going to end up taking the refineries and shove them into this space right here, so against that wall. I'm going to take the dynamo bank and then move it over a bit. This, the capacitor bank, is going to go underneath the floor here, and it will be connected into the one right around here someplace. There it is. These banks I have down there are going to be connected into a new dynamo bank. So I'm going to have a set of dynamo banks along this wall. Actually, how many can I fit? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Looks like I should be able to fit at least 3 dynamo banks along this wall if I really needed to. But we're going to go with just 2 for now. And then these guys, I just need to move out of the way so I can actually, get through the room without having to go over things. So that is going to be the major project for this episode. Next episode, I'm intending to go through that wall. I'm needing a storage room. I've got my haphazard storage down this way, which still looks bad, and it's kind of tight in here, and I'm needing more space, and that space has been overflowing over into here. So my current plan is to take out that wall right there and build out a nice big storage room so I can have a whole bunch of caches or other chests as needed. But for today, we're going to get the machine room reorganized so that it will be a little more usable. So give me a moment while I start digging out where we're going to need to put everything. So there's the hole for where everything both was and will be. So first, we're going to get the tank back up. Let's go and get the framework laid for the refineries. And there's those done. So I'll go ahead and actually shove the refineries back over top. At least get some of the work done while I'm at it right here. And I can jump up here and finish them out. That is a really weird graphical glitch. Something I've been noticing, I don't know if that is caused by my texture pack or what quite yet. Actually, let's find out. Apparently it is. That's interesting. So I'll have to go play with the texture pack in here because it's a modified version of the Faithful 32. But apparently it's got something going on. Because I added a bit in for BuildCraft. And it works for the most part, but sometimes it wigs out. And now it wants to work. That's weird. Whatever. Alright. So we'll get the center piping in. I got 4 pipes. Go ahead and pop off the redstone stuff too. Yeah, gimme. Alright. Grab these guys. Ah! No! Come back here! Boots causing problems. One downside to these boots, I mean, they're nice because they let you jump higher. The downside is, they let you run up blocks, and sometimes it can get really annoying. I'll have to figure out this one a little bit later, because it's going to take a little bit more working out, because I don't know if there's actually anything in these pipes or not. They're called pressurized pipes, or non-pressurized pipes, just basic conduits. Right now, their name is broken. Oh, because it's listed as a bundle. Interesting. I'll have to report that. But they're non-pressurized, but I would think that they would empty out if there's nothing supposed to be in them. I honestly don't know if there's a way in the EnderIO tool set to tell if there really is something in there. So I'll have to go play with that a little bit. Let me get the pipes up here. So there's baseline 1. Right, I took the boots off. So 1, 2, 3. Actually, I can just stick the ender chest or an ender tank right there, can't I? Look. Alright, we'll see how that does for us. Where's my boots? Boots. Alright, so the reconfiguration for that part's done. What I'm going to do here really quick is, as I just showed before, I'm using the reinforced portable tanks, which can hold 128 buckets of liquid. That's my buffer for rail. I've been overloading it. So we're going to upgrade it all to the resonant portable tanks. Now, anything that's resonant in the thermal expansion mod means that it requires EnderIO. EnderIO is created by using what's called pyrotheum dust, along with a EnderIO blend inside the induction smelter. So I have the smelter right here, but the EnderIO blend is the hard part. I don't have enough materials to make enough, I don't think. I might be able to make one tank. That's about all I can really pull off right now. Because it requires silver and tin, which I've got plenty of. Resonant ender, which is basically you take ender pearls and shove it inside the magma, or stick them inside this magma crucible. So that part's easy. The hard part is the shiny. So the shiny metal is actually rarer than diamonds to mine, and is a byproduct of, well, what was it a byproduct of? I think it was ferrous. Let me look. So shiny ore if you find it, or yeah, it's a potential byproduct of ferrous ore, and even in a sag mill, you only get a 10% chance. Which is kind of crazy. So it's a very low yield material, and I've already used all I've got. So actually, there's one there. Do I have any more? Nope. So I have a shiny metal. That's it. So I'm gonna go disappear down into my mine. I'm gonna bring my beacons with me, and go do some digging to see if I can get me some more shiny metal, because I'm going to need a lot more to get that room reorganized properly. So I will be back in a little while after I do some mining. You might see a time lapse of some of my digging. We'll see what happens. So I've had a little bit of time to do some digging. You can see my one branch down here. And one thing I have, and I'll find at least so far, is a little bit of diamonds. So I got some diamond ore now again. So 3 ferrous is all I've gotten so far. And then over here, I found a zombie spawner. Not sure what I'll do with it yet. But that might be for a future episode if we even use it at all. Might end up destroying it, or we could even pick it up and steal and turn it into a powered spawner. The powered spawner, just to show you that really quick, is one of the EnderIO items. And basically how this thing works is you combine it with a broken spawner and an anvil, and then you can turn it on with a redstone signal. So we have that as an option that we can actually utilize. A little expensive, as you saw there. Requires a pair of vibrant crystals. So, as you've seen by now, I've used several of those in getting my armor put together. So, they aren't necessarily cheap, and I've got plenty of heads so I can choose whichever head I want. But, decent run so far, so I'm going to head back to base and get everything cooking so I can see if I can end up with some shiny, and hello zombie. By the way, it is a very dark hallway. I just happen to have my night vision turned on, so I can see. And slime. Like I said, this place is a slime spawner. And it's building up. Slowly, but it's building up. So I was able to get a little bit extra shiny metal. Forget if I actually showed that because it's been a little bit. Decided to actually take a break and go grab me some dinner. But we now have 8 EnderIO blend. So now I just need to take a couple pyrotheum dust. I'll need it all. And I'm going to have to make some more. This looks like I'm making a little bit of that in a moment here. We're going to come over here to the induction smelter. Toss that in. And cook up some EnderIO ingots. Looks like this will take, well, a few minutes. Alright, so we have the 8 EnderIO ingots, which means I can now do 2 tanks. I'll just go and make these really quick. Yeah, 2 is not a whole lot, which means I've got to go find a lot more shiny. But the thing about the resonant is they're 4 times the capacity. So one of these is 512, which means it takes up most of the storage capacity that I had in here to begin with. So it'll do. So there's that. So there's 1,000. So those 2 tanks alone, you know, are more than the 6 tanks I had before. So now I just gotta get these 4 upgraded, and we'll be set. But I think we better get the pipes all run out here. Oops, there's a few. Let's grab these, and we can run them down the center. Get these all lined up. Oops. So I could have just done there, couldn't I? Oh well. Doot. 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 Okay, now we need to see if the capacity... Okay, these are not... Yeah, poof. Let's get rid of that thing out there. So now we get... The thing about all these endpoints is that they automatically set to active with signal, which means unless I'm actually sending a redstone signal up at the same time, these endpoints won't extract any of the fuel. And I just want the fuel to go flying out as soon as it's ready. I cannot click. Alright, so there's all 10. So the refineries are ready to go now. So what I'm going to do next is actually get some facades in place. And I don't know if I've got any wood facades at this point. Do I? No, apparently I do not. Better I've lost them in one of these boxes. Nope, there they are. Huh. Alright. And I've still got to go set that as extract. Ah, boy. Take that out. Unfortunately, I've yet to figure out a way to get to the endpoints without going in below them. And now I need a couple tanks so that I can finish this off. Let's go ahead and please drop these 2 tanks into here. Get these set. At the very least, they'll hold their settings indefinitely, so if I pop this thing off and then throw it back on, it at least holds the active without signal, so I don't have to actually go back to the endpoint in the future. So now I just can just throw some cobble right there, and then worry about the rest later. But here's the... Oops. Ah, I'm stuck. Facades, and I'll need a few more. Alright, give me a few minutes to get the facades painted out, and so I can get the floor back in place. So there's one of the dynamo banks. I had to do a little rerouting on this tank so it would actually fit correctly. So now the water, or the pipes for the fuel, a little bit of an angle, but it's still roughly the same position. If I wanted to, I can still stick up another pair of refineries in here if I wanted. Still may end up doing that. I've got right now 16 dynos, same configuration as I had before, just moved over. And I'm going to stick another bank right here, so it'll be 3 wide again. So I technically could have just moved this one over a block or two from what I had before, but I decided just to take the entire thing over and then see what I had left to really work with. So there'll be a second bank right here. I took the reservoir that was right here and stuck it in the floor, so now it's completely hidden, just like the other one. This capacitor bank will be moved. I'm going to stick it as a central location right here between everything. That way I can actually have more room for more when I get around to that. These guys are still running. I'm leaving them there for the moment to charge this thing up. At least until I get this entire thing hooked on, or hooked back up. And then I can worry about getting everything transitioned. So yeah, I got a nice big hole in my floor right now until I can get actually everything moved. So let me go find some more of my facades, because I need to get some of the floor put back in place now. Those ones I wanted. I need to put that in. And that's actually all I've got right now. That's actually kind of funny. See, I think I got... Where'd my fuel line come out of? Don't know where my fuel line's coming from. Which means I get to dig that part. So that will have to end up coming off right about here. And go over. So the line up from the basement is... Where is the line up from the basement? I forgot. You should see it right there. There it is. Hello. So I have to dig over from that. I'm going to expose this thing so I actually can find it. Alright. So now it's nice and exposed so I can actually tell where I'm going. And I'll try to keep this less exposed if I can. Let's drag this over this way. This will give us a little... Is there space to play? Poop. Right? I was wondering if that was going to happen. It means I'm going to have to work with this a little bit. Turns out it was a lot easier than I thought it would be. All I had to do was set the reservoir to not pump anything out, and problem solved. So I was able to get my pipe run, disable the 2 connections right there, and it's set to go. So now I've got the dynamo bank all hooked back up. It's a lot easier than I thought it would be. Oh well, my own dumb fault. Now I get to run wiring. I never ran power conduits for long here, did I? Ah, crap. Okay, well, then I guess I get to run power conduits along here. Alright, there we have it. The refinery side is now complete. So I can go back over here and get to work on the second dynamo bank. These guys still going, looks like. How you doing? Still got a little ways to go. Alright, so we're going to go grab these 4 here and get them moved in place. But I'm going to empty out a little bit of my inventory since I've got a lot of stuff on me. And get rid of that. Alrighty. Now we got those. Come on here. Grab our 4 dynamos. And now we can get these slotted in place. I gotta say, this is a long process. And there we have it. filled in the floor, so now all the big messy holes underneath here are nice and cleaned up. We have the double dynamo bank set to go. Refinery's all in place. You can clean up this so now that the fuel buffer now looks like it's just lowered into the floor partially. But all the cabling is nice and hidden away. And as I said before, I got the gates over here all hooked up. So I'll have to test that here shortly, make sure it actually does work as intended. But you can see I got the redstone wired up going into the battery, or I should say capacitor bank. The capacitor bank is a monstrosity right about... Oops. Where is it? There it is. It's over a little bit. So here's that monstrosity of the capacitor bank. So expanded it quite a bit. So it's a 4x3 area, which means it now itself holds 75 million RF. That is a lot of juice. So I think it should be able to keep my systems here running smoothly for quite a while. I actually took the bank that was over here, as well as the original bank over here for the reserve for the refineries, combined them, and then added 6 more blocks. That was quite a lot of resources. I'm actually running low now. I'm completely out of 10 blocks. That's new. I've had 10 blocks since, like, what, first, like, one of the early episodes. So I've only got 2 tin left, so I can't exactly make a whole lot more right now. I gotta go find more. A lot more. Which means I'm gonna have to go caving someplace because I don't think that my mine is high enough to provide what I need. So I'm gonna go hunt some stuff down and see where I come out. Oh, then there's this guy right here. Forgot. So this capacitor bank, it's decharging somehow. Interesting. Set this thing at 25%. I'll have to figure out how machine buffers. So apparently I got machines someplace that are taking juice. I don't know which ones though. Unless these guys have buffers that I just don't know about. I have no clue. Well, I'm going to throw a switch on these and get everything charging. So now I can use one lever to turn it all on. At least that was the theory. Hold on. What did I do wrong? Oh, right. Color. Oops. I need the other wrench. Boy, that's tough to hit. Ha, got it. There we go. So now I can control it all with the lever, as well as it also is automatically controlled through 2 other means. So that should keep it well and covered. Alright, all thing really left is I gotta set the manual control for the refineries in the off chance that this doesn't cut it. Because I have had a couple cases where one or more of these refineries still had oil left to process, but I'd already turned off the power. So I've gotta go put that in someplace. Where can I fit it? Maybe right here? Might actually be able to do it right there. Where's my thing. Pull out that block there. Put the full block back in place. Alright, now I need a conduit facade. And I should still have a conduit switch around here someplace. There it is. Meow. Can you tell I like being able to speed around at high speed in my base? Alright, now the question is, can I hit that? I think so. I've never tried sticking a facade on top of one of those. I wonder if it'll work. Let's find out. Oh, it does. That is awesome. Alright, well. So I can use the conduit switch to turn on the power for the refineries. And I can have it hidden at the same time. Nice. So we're heading out to the end. Am has already started work on an Enderman farm. We've been looking at getting one going, but he got the jump on it. So I just got to figure out where he is building from, which is right there. I came out here a little while ago to start as well, but I didn't get very far. So since he's already got the jump on it, we're just going to go with what he's got. See if I can get down without pissing anybody off. I don't feel like doing it quite yet. Maybe I should actually burn my levels before I go to do something stupid. So give me a moment and I'll be back in here. I've got to go do something with my 40 levels. Note to self. Do not use high power picks while working in the end. It sucks. Especially when you have gear that has over 300 levels pumped into them. So I'm taking a short break after losing everything in the end. I've got some of my gear built back up, as you can see here. Still got a ways to go, and now I need more levels before I can do anything more. So I'm going to do a little extra work on the refinery here. Looks like I turned it off. So I had encountered a problem where the gate I had here, well, it turned on the refineries. It didn't turn them off when my buffer here started filling up. So I had to go do a little work to figure out how to resolve that. So what I've done is I've got the redstone piping come over here now, and what I'll end up doing is at that point it works okay. I may end up having to move it right here, but what I'm going to do is put a gate here, here, and here. So what will happen is this gate will send a signal down the redstone wire if there's fluid in the tank, meaning if I've got anything in this refinery, turn on. This one will have a signal sent if the buffer tank is below 25%. And the final gate will say if I'm getting, is basically a, actually, I cannot talk. The final gate is an AND. So it will actually say if both redstone wires are providing a signal, then send out a redstone normal signal, which will trigger the conduit down here. So that way, if this buffer starts filling up, we want to turn the entire thing off. So we're going to get that built. I need to grab some redstone in order to do all this. I need to learn how to do wires. Let's see, blue pipe wire is... I need lapis lazuli. Grab one of you. I've already got some red wire, but I don't have any blue wire. Let's do one of that really quick. So I'm going to mark this. And that should start going, I would think. That one didn't turn on, which means it's not getting the signal. Alright. Man, I feel slow. There we go. Now I need an iron chipset. Both those guys get going. I need to make another laser. You know what? Let's go make another laser. Now I got a few more diamonds to play with. A little redstone, and what does it take for a laser again? 55522. I need obsidian should be right here. Oops. Where am I going? Wait. Alright, my extra laser. That means I'm actually going to have to move you up the wall. Put you there, and then I need another conduit. Alrighty. So as you can see, it's going a little bit faster now. Let's see, that makes me one chipset. I think I'm gonna need a few. So let's toss in a couple more. Let's see now. The gate I require, which is the iron and gate. It's an iron chipset and then one of each wire, since it is compatible with 2 wire types. So we have all that now. Can use a basic gate. Actually, I only need one more, since I can just use a basic gate for the red wire. But we got that going, so I'll be back in a few minutes once I have all that wired up. But it actually looks like that's all the time we've got really for this episode. So next time I'm going to get down to the Ender farm, and I'll be doing a little bit of work there. It is mostly complete at this point, just a few extra steps. So what we're going to be doing is finishing that off and then building out the area for whoever is down there. I'm currently planning on doing a little bit of a wool mosaic tile or something like that, or some type of art design on the floor to give it a little bit of flair. But hopefully I'll see you next time. This is Terkanil signing off.